A word of advice from safeelectricity.org. Be safe when working outside around electric lines, especially those connected to your home. Keep an eye out for power lines when moving ladders, pruning poles, or other long tools. Be alert when installing or adjusting antennas and while working on your roof. Let professionals trim trees that are close to power lines. Be a safe weekend warrior. For more safety information, visit safeelectricity.org.
Hello and welcome to NewsView. Top story tonight again is the heat here in central Illinois and the Midwest. The National Weather Service in Lincoln, Illinois has issued an excessive heat warning, as you may know. It was through Friday night, I believe, but at 7 p.m., but now it has been extended into the weekend, at least Saturday night, I believe. And according to the National Weather Service in Lincoln, Illinois, and WTHI TV 10 in Terre Haute, the heat wave continues into this weekend across central and southeast Illinois. In the counties of Knox, Stark, Peoria, Marshall, Woodford, Fulton, Tazewell, McLean, Schuyler, Mason, Logan, DeWitt, Piatt, Champaign, Vermilion, Cass, Menard, Scott, Morgan, Sangamon, Christian, Macon, Moultrie, Douglas, Coles, Edgar, Shelby, Cumberland, Clark, Effingham, Jasper, Crawford, Clay, Richland, Lawrence, and including the cities of Galesburg, Peoria, Bloomington, Normal, Havana, Lincoln, Champaign, Urbana, Danville, Jacksonville, Springfield, Taylorville, Decatur, Charleston, Mattoon, Shelbyville, Effingham, Flora, and Lawrenceville. In central Illinois, this excessive heat warning remains in effect until 7 p.m. on Saturday, that is Central Time, and the afternoon heat index values will range from 105 to 115 degrees in the area, with air temperatures of 95 to 100 degrees. Little relief is expected at night, and the heat index values are struggling to fall below 80 degrees of the heat index. If you or anyone could get heat stroke, and if they're overcome by heat, they should be moved to a cool location. And heat stroke is a life-threatening medical emergency, and in case of heat stroke, call 911. That is the top story. Here's the next story. Wolfram Research has launched the Computable Document Format, or CDF, and that is according to MarketWire via Comtex. menafn.com. This is on, and Wolfram Research announced that the computable document format is a new standard to put interactivity at the core of everyday documents and empower readers with live content they can drive. They say traditional documents are easy to author but are limited to content that's static or can only be played back. Interactivity is familiar in apps, but usually requires programmers to create, rarely making it cost-effective for communicating ideas. As a result, this content lacks interactivity to engage with, dramatically limiting readers' understanding, quote unquote. And by contrast, CDFs are as interactive as an application, yet as everyday documents. Central to the concept are knowledge apps, interactive diagrams, and info apps, the live successors of traditional diagrams and infographics. And you can read more about that at menafm.com. And in other news, experts are saying that Illinois crop heat stress is not serious, but the heat is just the beginning. They say Illinois corn and soybean crops are mostly in good condition, but the State Department of Agriculture is saying that some are starting to show the stress of high heat and little rain. The department says that better than 60% of the state's crops are in good to excellent shape, but University of Illinois agricultural economist Darrell Good says that this year's corn production could drop with the hotter than usual weather setting in. He also says that the country's corn belt tends to be at its best when July temperatures are below average and rain occurs about 25% above average. He also says that deep concern wouldn't start until late July and into August. And that is from July 18th at the greenfieldreporter.com website, from the Daily Reporter from Greenfield, Indiana. We'll take a break here with NewsView. Stay tuned for more news and whatever else here on NewsView. Welcome back to NewsView. I'm Michael Badger, and as usual, I'm in Urbana, Illinois when we shoot this. And Senator Dick Durbin has announced a FEMA grant to the University of Illinois and the Lamont Fire Department. And this story is by Evan Cannon. And the University of Illinois at Champaign-Urbana and the Lamont Fire Protection District will receive significant funding through the Department of Homeland Security's DHS Assistance to Firefighters Grant, AFG. The Federal Emergency Management Agency, or FEMA, housed within the DHS, awarded 2 grants totaling $1,013,069. The University of Illinois was awarded $999,000 and $999,569 for firefighter safety research and development, and the Vermont Fire Protection District will receive $13,500. Democratic Senator Dick Durbin announced the awards on July 13th and said, quote, "Our nation's firefighters are called upon day after day to protect America's citizens. As these brave men and women put themselves in harm's way, we must ensure that they are equipped with the best tools and knowledge possible to do their jobs well, and today's grants will help them meet the goal," unquote. He also has promoted firefighter safety and research for years. In 2009, Illinois received 240 awards totaling $25.4 million in federal funding to first responder organizations to purchase vehicles, protective equipment, and develop training. In 2010, the DHS's Assistance to Firefighters Grant Program awarded more than $390 million nationwide. The award of nearly $1 million to the University of Illinois at Champaign-Urbana will largely assist the Illinois Fire Institute at the University of Illinois. And for more, you can go to examiner.com, the Chicago section. And from Reuters, factory activity in the Mid-Atlantic region bounced back in July, lifting hopes of a pickup in economic growth in the third quarter. However, a rise in the number of Americans filing new claims for unemployment benefits suggested the reacceleration of output would not be as strong as had previously anticipated. Jobless claims are a leading economic indicator, and the numbers don't support the case for having 3.5 to 4% growth in the second half of the year that some people had talked about, said John Sylvia, chief economist at Wells Fargo in Charlotte, North Carolina. The claims data covered the survey period for the closely watched non-farm payrolls count for July, which will be released August 5th, and that's in Philadelphia. And reporting there was Lucia Mokitani, and additional reporting was by Lee Schnur in New York and editing by Neil Stiepelman. And I did not read the entire story. If you want that, you can go to Reuters and look for regional factory rebound jobless claims up. And according to CNN Politics at CNN.com, Election Commission has ruled that former presidential candidate John Edwards must pay back $2.3 million. And that was in a 6-0 vote. They approved findings of their own audit, which showed the excess funds. The matter is separate from the criminal conspiracy case against the former U.S. Senator from North Carolina, in which Edwards is accused of issuing fake statements and violating campaign contribution laws. His trial on those charges is tentatively scheduled to begin in October. He pleaded not guilty to the counts in June. A grand jury has been investigating whether money given to support his mistress, Riley Hunter, by benefactors of Edwards should have been considered campaign donations, which is a contention Edwards' team has disputed. And according to CNBC.com, oil has ended up $99 or above $99 on the U.S. economic data and Greece optimism. U.S. oil rose to settle above $99 a barrel on Thursday, lifted by upbeat U.S. economic data and signs of a deal to bail out Greece and confirmation that the International Energy Agency would not release more emergency stocks now. The market shook off early losses caused by weak economic data from China and turned positive as Eurozone leaders were set to give their financial rescue fund new powers to help Greece overcome its own debt crisis, easing concerns that have weighed on oil and other markets in recent weeks. And Brent crude is down at negative 0.35 or 0.3%, and last traded up 57 cents to $118.72 a barrel. U.S. light sweet crude went up 99.36 or 0.96 or plus 0.98%, and edged up $0.73 to settle at $99.13 a barrel. And that from Reuters at CNBC.com. And the heat continues at least through Saturday night or evening, but it's still going to be mighty warm after that, and you can get a look at that next up after these messages during the NewsView weather forecast, which is coming up soon. So stay tuned for that and the rest of me and NewsView. Thanks for watching. Have a great time watching the rest of NewsView. And here's your NewsView weather forecast for Friday night through Sunday night, and that's this weekend. Friday night, 78 degrees Fahrenheit with partly cloudy skies. Saturday, partly sunny skies and 94 degrees Fahrenheit. Saturday night, 78 degrees Fahrenheit with partly cloudy skies. And Sunday, partly sunny, 40% chance of thunderstorms, and a high of 92 degrees Fahrenheit. As for Sunday night, there's a 30% chance of thunderstorms with a low temperature of 72 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm Michael Badger, and this has been your News View weather forecast, and you can get a good look at it again on the next slide. Thanks for watching.